So today is actually a doubt clearing session, and we will see some doubts that were raised by members. So first was that while studying monthly or quarterly charts for uptrend, does it require to check company fundamentals as well? So, I mean, it is always good if you are checking the fundamentals as well. But when you, keep track of the quarterly chart and monthly chart, that is equivalent to the fundamental analysis. Because if a company is doing good on a quarterly or a monthly chart, then definitely must be some positive fundamental news that is, making it go on the quarterly chart also. Manipulations may happen on the daily charts, but manipulation cannot happen on a monthly or quarterly scale. So it's up to you, but it's always good to check fundamentals also. Now second question is it right time to enter SPI and ICICI? Let me, I will check on the SPI chart only, and similarly, you can do the analysis for ICICI also. So let me go to this is actually the quarterly chart of SPI, and you can see there was an impulsive move from October 2001 to 2010. So it is a 10 years of impulsive move. After this move, you can see the stock went in a range. This range is nothing but a corrective pattern, and you can see there was no movement in the stock for around 10 to 12 years. And even on Quora, I had suggested that once SPA comes out of this range, there will be good movement to the upside. So if you see, this is all a fast move, then followed by a corrective move, and the best entry was actually near 360 levels. And from that levels, the stock has already, crossed 600 also. So now, what is the next? So as you see, there is no divergence on the chart. If you see on the MACD, there is no divergence as of now. So that means that if there is a correction in this small correction, then you can again expect it to cross this high. So right now, if you get some correction in this, then you should enter, because right now the risk and reward is not favorable. So let it cool off and give some pullback on a higher time frame, and then you can again plan to enter it. So similarly, you can do the analysis of ICICI also. Uh, yeah, I have been mentioning some swing trades last 3 weeks, and this week also we had suggested Policy Bazaar. So you can see Policy Bazaar actually was suggested last week at 400 levels, and this you can see the high is 466. So you can compare the returns it has given in just single week. And previously, some other stocks like Balkrishna Industry was also suggested, and you can see it also from our levels from last Friday. You can see it has already moved a lot from that levels, and so yeah, this the purpose of giving is that how to pick stocks, and ultimately you have to learn all this, and you have to track this on your own. uh, okay, so next is that are there which videos are important? So we are conducting these sessions on a weekly basis, and we have already some series, like we have covered Elliott series, and we have done a series Beginner, that is for pure beginners. We have a swing trading series, and we have a demand and supply series, and this is another part of that analysis of stock series. So it's all depends on your level. So if you think you're a beginner, you can start with the beginner series that is available on YouTube, and also on our Telegram channel we have pinned that message and it is shared. So depending on your level, whether you're a beginner or you're an experienced trader, you can work on that. So let us see the next command for mtar tech. So as you see this chart, similarly, this was an impulsive move, and after this, all this is a corrective. So what exactly happens in a correction? You can see it is in between the upper end and lower end. So all this is a correction, and in this correction also there is a fast move down, and now for this down you are again getting an correction to upside. So basically we are expecting it to one more time give this up move. Will it happen from here? It can happen from here, and it can even break this also. So but this one up move is pending in this, and this one up move can break this top, or it can stop here also. So that so analysis like that, you can define the structure that one up move is pending, but will that break this top or not is not, cannot be analyzed at this time. And it all depends whether when that on a lower time frame you have the right momentum in that or not. So likewise, if you see in this chart on a daily basis, the price is coming down, but it on a MACD, you can see the momentum is not. Let me pull back. So you can see that there is a divergence on the daily chart, and price is coming down. So it may happen that price will again go up because there is less momentum on the downside. But we have to look at on a regular weekly basis, and then if we find any setups, then we can enter it. But overall, on a larger time frame, you can see the stock is actually in a correction, and it may continue to do like this only for some more time, because next impulsive move will come once this top is crossed. Like in case of SPI, the correction was around 10 to 12 years. So the stock is in a correction right now, MTAR. So let us pick one capacity. I have already. So similarly, on a similar chart, let if I draw this trend line, let me remove this first. So if you draw this trend line, you can see we have a trend line breakout on a monthly chart. Now, if you do something like this, you draw a retracement of this, and so like I said, uh, this you can look for an investment at 60, but see after this impulsive, now the stock is in a correction, and right now this is in a corrective phase. But since for this impulse we are expecting one more impulse up, when that will start we have to look in this part. So and you have to also remember that all this can be a corrective structure for this down movement. So which means after this up move we can expect one more move down. So all these are, I mean, at the start this is the analysis, but how actually the stock will move, we have to analyze all, I mean, a regular basis. Like if this is a impulse on a weekly and this is a correction, then we have to wait for a buying setup for this up move. And after this up move, whether we have to see between this impulse and this impulse, is there any divergence? If there is a divergence, then that means now momentum on the buying side has reduced, and we will again expect price to move down. So all these, when we are in an investment, we have to check that whether there is an momentum on our side or not. So if there is no momentum, so we should exit that. That is the point to exit, because lack of momentum means that price can reverse. So let me pick Gillette now. See, most of these stocks are actually in a correction because the major movement in this stock is over now. Now, if you compare the impulsive move, then if you're not invested in this part, then you have missed on the opportunity, because right now you can see it is on the other side of this. And correction can be long. I mean, this is a long period of now from 2019 it is in a correction, and this may even continue to go down. Like after a up move it may go down also. So like in case of SPI, we saw after the correction that the stock was in, after the impulsive, the stock was in a correction of 10 years. So you cannot time during a corrective period, and you should be an expert and that, because in corrective time the stock is always moving in a range. So you should know the lower part, the upper part, and when to exit. And once after this, we again get new up move. That is the time to do fresh investment in these kind of stocks. And looking at this up move, this may, I mean, keep on doing like this for some more time, unless and until we get a breakout of all this part. So to track that, for this impulse, we may get another impulse to the upside. So all these structures are actually corrective. So let us pick. So the member has asked where to invest. So I regularly, I mean, if you see our picks, we had suggested Bank of Baroda at 128 levels. Most of the PSU banks were suggested at lower levels, and you can see where they are. I mean, PSU bank was actually a sector that no one thought can move up like that. We had suggested bail. Bail, if you see, the most of the people think that bail cannot perform. Now see, bail is at 80 levels. We had given buy call at 47, and I had also mentioned that bail can be the next Tata Power, and then see the charts always tell us which are, I mean, what sort of momentum we can get. And Bale got the momentum. I had suggested that Godfrey Phillips was suggested at 1300 levels. It went to 1900 within a very short span. So regularly we are, I mean, sharing our analysis on the group, and if you're part of that, you can invest in any. And always you have to, I mean, keep the stop loss, because I mean, some can go wrong also. In any analysis can go wrong, because suppose our now for this, if you are thinking an up move and we got a down move, so that means our analysis is wrong, and we pick another stock, take the stop loss. You cannot be in one stock, you cannot love any one single stock. If you are invested in 4 or 5 stocks, then if you're doing this sort of analysis in that, then definitely 2 3 will perform, and only one stock like uh, Bank of Baroda gave us the, I mean, good profit. Godrej Phillips gave us good profit. Even Bale has given us good profit. So so if even if one or two fail, the other will catch up and give you good profit. So you have to regularly do like that. So let us now see ion exchange. See on a monthly chart, this is this looks very strong. And let us see on a weekly basis. Actually, the stock has very limited data, so let us go to daily. So on daily, you can see in this up move, and in this up move, there is no divergence. So yeah, so even if we get a good pullback in this, we expect it to move again, break this top. So if we get a good buying opportunity, good dip, and I mean a corrective structure, and then we can enter this. So for sugar companies, let us see what I will pick one sugar like balrampurchini. So if you see monthly chart, there is no you can see the peak of a MACD. So it seems that there is no divergence. So whenever there is no divergence on the monthly chart, it means always after a correction, there is a probability of going up. So we have to just wait for that and enter again, because since there is no divergence, the expectation is that it will go up. but but with that saying, if you invest right now, there are cases where there was no divergence and price reverts completely. So just because MACD is not giving divergence does not mean the stock has to go up. So we will now look for a buying setup, and that buying setup may come now, because now see, on a weekly basis there was a divergence, right? There was a divergence, so that's why price is now falling. And you see, this is fast move. This is the corrective structure which you are getting, and with that you expect move it to move down to complete this correction. And that is what is happening, because you got a divergence. Now suppose it keeps on falling like this, and you never got any buying setup in this, so you will not enter in this. On a higher chart you are getting that there is no divergence, so we expect it to go one time up, but we have to wait for this on a lower chart. Now, maybe weekly you get new buy setup, new bullish patterns, new impulsive wave to the upside, and then that is the time to enter, because now this is the expectation that it has to go up, but it's not necessary that it will go up. So this is the, this is how you should screen the stocks and look for price patterns in them. Till now, any questions? Any doubt? So let me, a lot of stocks have been mentioned. Let me pick randomly two, three. It's, if you should do this on your own and you can share those analysis, because if I am doing all the analysis, then that is not, you will not learn a simple thing. I'm not able to find this stock. Let me just search again. So on a weekly basis, if this trend line is broken, this looks like the fast move. So if you get a corrective structure now, that will mean that this up move has halted and it will come more down. But instead, now suppose it from hitting this trend line, it again goes up and it gives a buy setup to you. The buy setup, let me show what sort of. Now, if you see this daily chart, if you connect this trend line, and if you get a fast move up like this followed by a correction, then you can enter this again for this up move. But if instead of this it comes and breaks this trend line, this is a demand zone like here, so most probably it will come to this demand zone and it may try to go up. You have to see whether this is corrective or this is impulsive. So that is a main concept. So suppose this happens, it breaks this demand zone, then definitely this will go down. So you have to take what happens at this demand zone in this. So question is, what is the long-term prospect of sugar industry given the government emphasis on the ethanol? See, sugar, government is doing things in sugar industry from a long time. So that doesn't mean that let me show you on the balrampurchini shot. So always there are phases when it has to go up. See, this is a long-term chart of balrampurchini, 3 months chart. See, for this, no matter what government is doing, there was a period of consolidation and what we call as correction. And you can see this was a very long correction, almost from 2005 and up to 2015. So again, 10 years of correction and impulsive period from 2001 to 2005. So 4 years of impulsive move and around 10 years of correction. And it doesn't matter what government is doing, what we have to understand how price moves and how the news flows. Now suppose see this is again an impulsive move, and after that you can see again some sort of correction in this. Now see again this has come out, this is an impulsive move. So on a weekly chart, now you see there was a divergence, so it means the person who is buying, the institutes, they have stopped at this point because the momentum is stopped. So it means no matter what the government is doing, the news has come to you late, and after this point it's you see there was a fall because this was the expected price behavior. As price is in a divergence, it means the institutes, they have stopped buying and you can see the volume also dropped in this area. So this up move was without volumes, and when it is falling you can see, so these are the corrections. Now whether this will be a big correction to the downside or whether it is a small correction and up move again, so that is we have to track. At this time it looks like this is a small correction, but it may keep on going like this only. But that depends how price will move, and we have to again and again see what sort of patterns are developed. At this moment this looks like let me this looks like now if you see this is a move, and for this are we again getting a corrective pattern, or it looks like a corrective pattern as of now. But that we have to check that whether this becomes impulsive and followed by correction, then that we can enter. Otherwise most probably this will happen in this. So we have to track this and see what sort of structure. You don't have to consider what government is doing in this. That is actually that comes the news comes late to you. Most of the price section has already happened, and it's not a, the up move started from this 36 levels, and it's in an uptrend, long term uptrend. So it doesn't matter what government is doing because government is always doing something better. That's why the stock is moving up. So, but you have to also remember the stock cannot go up and up only. It has to come into consolidation also. So, suggest to more lay emphasis on the structure that is developing and not on the news. We have already 10 minutes, so I will pick randomly some stocks. Voltas is one stock. See, on a monthly basis also, Voltas does not have any divergence. So it means again we are expecting it to move up after some sort of correction. And why it came down, you can also see again there was a divergence at the top. So I think there was no divergence actually. That again, but it gave a breakdown of this trend line, and you can see once at this time there is no divergence also, but then also it is coming down because the divergence can be in a lower time frame also. In divergences, important point is that higher time frame does not play significance for divergence. If a daily chart is giving divergence and weekly is not giving divergence, then divergence from daily chart will have more significance. It means the lower chart will predominate the higher chart in terms of divergence. And after that, I think I have also made a separate analysis on Voltas also, in which I had discussed that this is a fast move down followed by correction, and this is down. So now I have given a buy if you see this trend line in this, if it goes up in an impulsive way up, break this trend line and gives a corrective structure, then that will be the time to enter in this stock. So let me pick HDFC AMC has been picked already. Let me pick Ambika Cotton quickly. So always check the monthly chart first and just check no divergence. So we expect it to go up on a monthly chart, but this waiting time can be a long period. This period can be long, so you have to be extra smart and perfectly time when the up move will start. Because on a weekly basis, if you see this is very fast move to down, and this may follow up by a corrective structure, and at one more move fall, I mean one more move to complete the structure. So at this time it may go down, up may go up. So you have to wait for this whole correction, and this can be a long period, depend, I mean, because it's a weekly chart. This may be 1 year or 2 year of consolidation, then it may go up. So you have to perfectly understand the time frames, the cycles that will happen, and then only, because the stock, now you're too late to enter, or because the main up move was in this part, and now it's the ranging part, range, perfect, upside downside, and range. So you have to understand there are two forms: one the impulsive period, and one is a corrective period. So let me pick Divis lab. Similarly, long time no divergence. So we are expecting it to go up once this correction is complete. And looking at this structure, this is a fast move. This this is a corrective pattern. This is again an impulsive, again corrective, again impulsive. So for any time, if you connect this trend line to this, and it breaks this with an impulsive move, then that is the time to enter, not now. So you have to wait for this move, then only we have some, I mean, confidence that it will go up. Right now it may keep on doing like this, like this. So we don't know where it will stop, and it can continue. Even if it, I mean, let me again I mean, lay emphasis on one more point. Even it is, suppose like at this time, you can see at this time there was also a trend line breakout. So this concept is also not complete. The trend line breakout means upside. Trend line breakout, now if you go to the daily chart and check, so in, and the rule says that after the impulsive move, the retracement should not happen 100%. And in this case you can see the retracement again got 100%. So you know that this is just a corrective pattern, and the trend has not changed. So the right impulse is when the retracement does not do 100%, and when it goes above there is no divergence also. So we know that this is now trend change. So this is one important point you have to observe, and not just the trend and breakout. And even if you go to the weekly chart, you know that this fast move to the downside, this is a fast move to the downside. So you don't expect price to move up now, because you expect, for this fast move, you expect one corrective structure and one more move down. So which is this part is a corrective move, this is the corrective move, and this is again the down move. So now the structure is complete. Now you expect it can go up, but you have to look for that evidence. Let me pick one final lemon tree. So this looks like a good chart. This is fast move, but since this has started from this to this, so right now I will more probably look for this correction, and then I will take my buy puts in this, because this is an all-time breakout and it does not look it has stopped. So if there is a corrective pattern, then that is the best time, and it can double also from here. This is a good chart, and definitely should keep in the watch list. But I don't like this momentum as of now, because see, like this it has gone up. So if you get a I mean, correction in this, then it is a good stock to enter. So let me pick Minda. Now you have to realize, now if you are seeing this stock, see, best time to enter is see, like I said, in the previous stock there was a fast move, and after that there was a correction, like this correction happened, and then that is the best time to enter, because you can see after this correction was over from 2020 to 2022, this stock has tripled from this level. So this is a trip, and the stock has tripled from this to this level. Why this? I mean, why this has happened? Because you can see the correction is almost 3 to 4 years of correction after a fast move. So now understand this: if a runner is running and he's tired, so I mean, if that he has to stop and take some rest, so that correction is some that rest period, and after this rest is over, it is again powerful and it has again gained some strength. So that is mean all these are probabilities, because some stock can always go up and up and up, but if you check 10 stocks, only one or two will be like this. Most of the times this is the thing that happens. So I think that has covered all the stocks, and now we have less than 1 minute. So let us stop here. And if you have any other doubts, you can post. I mean, this will be posted on YouTube, then you can comment on that. So thank you for joining, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, any doubts?